gloves off.
All right, what's the last one?
No, we got a couple more. We got a couple more. This one is gonna be.
I like your last one.
The last one will be fun,
Yeah.
but this one's gonna be tough to pick.
Yeah,
because we're both Seattle homers.
Yep.
Right? We got Jerry Dipoto, Pete Carroll, or Chris Petersen
And we're talking at this moment in time.
at this moment in time.
Okay, man, this is actually not as hard as I think. I think one is you start Chris Petersen. Petersen has got the team that's bubbling the most. I think his ship is rolling. We have a championship in our future. I don't know when it is. I think, but it could be as soon as this year. Dipoto's too. Jerry Dipoto is on fire right now. Our team is performing. They're trending up. Carroll gets cut because the Seahawks are trending down. Like out of all these teams, the only team we're looking at that is probably that we think has a chance at not making the playoffs this year is the Seahawks. I think the Mariners, it's an 80% chance or greater that they're gonna make the playoffs.
Man, this one's hard because I don't want to cut any of these guys. These are all Mount Rushmore,
Of Seattle,
like coaches and general managers of Seattle. But I'm gonna have to cut Jerry Dipoto.
Ooh,
I'm gonna have to cut Jerry Dipoto because number one, I'm gonna take Chris Petersen because you are right with what he's done with this program, turning it around in the manner that he's done, changing the culture and changing the entire foundation of Husky football. Now that we're relevant with the Alabamas and the Floridas and all the SECs and the ACCs and all that stuff,
We're
you
not flying under
cannot
the radar.
ignore that. But you cannot give up on Pete Carroll. You cannot give up on. I feel like is going to be a top 5 football coach of all time.
I agree.
Based on what he accomplished in USC, based on what he's doing right now in Seattle, you cannot give up on Pete Carroll. He brought us a Super Bowl. He should have brought us 2. But he brought us a Super Bowl. And honestly, I don't feel like the Seahawks are that bad right now. Pete Carroll is someone who's being honest with himself, and he realized he was losing control of the locker room. That's why he got rid of the Shermans. He got rid of the Bennetts. He got rid of all the big voices that was overpowering his voice. Now his voice is back. I feel like the Seahawks are going to surprise a lot of people, and Pete Carroll is going to be the reason why.
And I'll tell you what, if they make it to the playoffs this year, he should win Coach of the Year.
Oh, yes.
He should win Coach of the Year, and
He should have won in 13.
and I think that for them to make the playoffs too, you're gonna see players step up. The Deion Jordans, the Marcus Smiths, the Barcavius Mingos. These guys that we brought in that we need to perform are gonna show up. The Byron Maxwells are gonna have to show up, and it'll make him and John Schneider look like geniuses yet again. And I think this is where you start solidifying Pete Carroll as an all-time coach. If he makes one more run at it, and even if he just gets there, say they don't win, say they get there, but you have him rebuild the team and continue a continuation of his culture that builds on past him, like what we're talking about with Baltimore. Mm-hmm. I think that's where you start seeing the greatness come out, because it's something that lasts beyond him.
Yeah. So. And this one was so hard because Jerry Dipoto has done so much for this Mariners franchise. He came in
They're
with
trending up, man.
nothing. He came in with absolutely nothing. All the cupboard in the AAA talent, it wasn't as highly revered as any of the other teams that we were looking at in the playoffs. All the stuff that he had, all the moves that he had were all from his creative mind. He found ways to land multiple All-Stars, like the Haniger and Segura trade for the Taiwan Walker. He found ways to sign guys and trade for guys like the D. Gordon, bringing in the Heelys. He's a genius, but man, I gotta cut him.
All right.